My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
This is what it's like on the receiving end.
Welcome to the American Millennium. Today, we will dive deep into one of the most pivotal military strategies in modern history, the United States military operation known as Shock and Awe. In March 2003, the world watched as the United States of America initiated a military campaign that would reshape the Middle East and define a new era of warfare. Officially termed rapid dominance by the Pentagon, but more famously known by the general population as Shock and Awe, this military strategy aimed to incapacitate Saddam Hussein's regime in Iraq with overwhelming power and speed. But what exactly does Shock and Awe mean? Coined by military strategist Harlan Ullman and James Wade in a 1996 report, it describes a strategy designed to paralyze an adversary's perception of the battlefield and to destroy their will to fight. It's about achieving rapid dominance and creating such a massive display of force that resistance seems futile. Now, let's set the stage. Following the tragic events of 9/11, the United States government, led by President George W. Bush, identified Iraq as part of an axis of evil. The administration accused Saddam Hussein of harboring weapons of mass destruction and supporting terrorism, though these claims remain controversial and widely debated by people all around the globe. By March 2003, diplomatic efforts and inspectors by the United Nations had reached a deadlock. The United States, along with a coalition of allies, decided to take military action on the evening of the 19th of March 2003. The operation commenced with a massive air assault targeting key military and governmental facilities in Baghdad. Now, imagine the scene. The night sky over Baghdad was illuminated by a relentless barrage of bombs and missiles. This initial phase, known as the decapitation strike, aimed to eliminate Iraq's leadership and to cripple command and control capabilities. The goal was clear: to instill fear and confusion among Iraqi forces. The psychological impact of Shock and Awe cannot be overstated. The overwhelming display of firepower was designed not just to destroy, but to demoralize. It was a calculated move to convince Iraqi forces and civilians alike that resistance was futile and that the U.S. military was unstoppable, a reality which would later prove to be ever so true. Over the next few days, coalition forces advanced rapidly throughout Iraq. The sheer speed and efficiency of their movements were a testament to the effectiveness of Shock and Awe. Within 3 weeks, American troops had captured Baghdad, and on the 9th of April 2003, the iconic image of Saddam Hussein's statue being toppled signaled the fall of his regime. While the initial military objectives were achieved swiftly, the aftermath of Shock and Awe proved to be far more complex and challenging. The fall of Saddam Hussein's regime left a power vacuum, leading to widespread instability, insurgency, and sectarian violence. The war's toll on civilians and the long-term consequences for Iraq continue to be subjects of intense scrutiny and debate. Let's dive deeper into the military aspects. The strategy combined air power, precision-guided munitions, and ground forces in a highly coordinated effort. The use of cutting-edge technology allowed for precise targeting, minimizing collateral damage, and maximizing the psychological impact of the war. The concept was not just about physical destruction, but also about informational dominance. By controlling the narrative and demonstrating overwhelming power, the coalition sought to break the will of the Iraqi military and population, paving the way for a swift victory. Despite its initial success, Shock and Awe faced criticism. Some argue that the focus on rapid dominance underestimated the complexities of nation-building and post-war reconstruction. The subsequent insurgency and civil unrest highlighted the challenges of winning the peace, not just the war. Furthermore, the justification for the war, the presence of weapons of mass destruction, was never substantiated. This has led to ongoing debates about the legitimacy and morality of the intervention and the long-term repercussions for American foreign policy under the George W. Bush administration. From a strategic perspective, Shock and Awe showcased the evolution of modern warfare. It emphasized speed, precision, and psychological impact over sheer numbers and prolonged engagements. It was a clear demonstration of the changing nature of military conflicts in the 21st century. But what lessons were learned from this operation? Well, for one, it highlighted the importance of comprehensive planning that goes beyond military objectives to include political and social considerations. The aftermath of the Iraq invasion showed that achieving a quick military victory does not necessarily translate to long-term stability. Additionally, it underscored the limits of technological superiority. While advanced weaponry and tactics can achieve tactical success, the human elements of war, cultural understanding, governance, and reconstruction are equally crucial for sustainable peace. Shock and awe also had significant implications for its military doctrine worldwide. It influenced how future conflicts would be approached, with an emphasis on rapid, decisive action and the use of advanced technologies to achieve strategic goals. As we reflect upon shock and awe, it is essential to consider both its immediate impacts and its broader legacy. The operation demonstrated the might of the United States military, but also exposed the complexities of modern warfare and the challenges of post-conflict reconstruction. The human cost of the Iraq War, both for coalition forces and Iraqi civilians, remains a somber reminder of the harsh realities of war. Thousands of lives were lost, and the region continues to feel the repercussions of the conflict to this day. Moreover, the war in Iraq has had lasting effects on American domestic policy and international relations alike. It has shaped public opinion on military interventions and influenced subsequent foreign policy decisions, including approach to conflicts in Afghanistan, Libya, and Syria. As we conclude our exploration of shock and awe, it is important to remember that history is always complex and ever so changing. The decisions made, the actions taken, and the outcomes achieved are all part of a larger narrative that still continues to evolve to this day. Understanding shock and awe requires a nuanced perspective, one that considers the military, political, and humanitarian dimensions of the operation.